Hey, you know, I'm always having great conversations, or as we like to say on the God Squad, the Giver of Dominion platform. Great conversations. And I'm driving home and I'm just listening to so many different great stories, snippet stories from the Bible, right? And my thoughts just wandered. And it penetrated at that moment. What is it you want? Now, I am going to ask you, my viewers, my listeners, yeah? What is it you want? Alert. Is what you say you want what you really, really want? Is what you say you don't want what you really, really want? It's important you know what you want. Now, there's so many levels to this want. Let's not touch need or desire right now, right? It's important you know what you want. It's important on so many levels for so many factors, because every move you make is dictated by this want. So it's important you know what you want. And I'll ask you again, do you know what you want? Is what you have told yourself you want what you really, really want? Or is it that it looks good on someone else and you possibly want it for yourself, or you could see the potential of this thing for you? Yeah? Do you know what you want? Alert. Do you know what you don't want? Do you know what you don't want? Because sometimes, and most often than not, people know what they don't want more than they know what they want. Are you one of the ones that can, without hesitation, I know what I don't want. I know what I don't want. I don't want this and I don't want that. And I don't want this because of ratatatata. And I don't want that because of ratatatata. Yeah? So you know what you don't want. This is going to be a tongue twister. You know what you don't want because you know what you do want. And what you do want is what you don't want. And you don't know what you want to do with what you don't want, but you do want. Whoa. Someone's going to be lashing at me in the comments, right? Or if not, you know what? What I like to say is, if it fits you, it's because it hits you. If it hits you, it's because it fits you, right? But let's not lose the flow of this. Do you know what you want? People, do you know what you want? Are you going for what you want? Does what you want change by the second? Are you that person who really thrives off of life by watching others and making what they are doing become your want? Because that too is what is going on a lot of the times. A lot of the times. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am 55. Yeah? I just love being 55. I love it beyond loving goes, right? I actually love it. And I know what I want. There are 5 key components that make up my steady knowing of what I want. You are not going to shift me from that platform. Yeah? That's a fact for me. I know what I want, people. Have I always known? No. And I'm going to hold my hand up. No. I've kind of had an idea. Yeah. But it wasn't until, or it hasn't been until I've actually been on this real discipline of my journey, like, and I mean disconnecting from some really poor behaviors and bad habits. And these are why I talk about you got to own up to your stuff, that accountability that I've recognized so much about who is Diana. Yeah. And I don't want to make this video long-winded, and I don't want to lose you in the process. But you see this thing about knowing what you want? It really starts when we have arrived at a place where we stop, be still, be silent. And we start decluttering stuff, like layers, unpacking, peeling away layers and layers and layers of different materials that have molded us and shaped us. And you know, I'd like to talk about pathology. Yeah, because life changes our course of direction. Experience brings wisdom, knowledge and understanding. And when I opened up by asking, do you know what you want? I wasn't having a dig. Because most often than not, the minute when that question is asked to another, it makes one feel uncomfortable. And it did that to me many years ago. Let me think. My daughter, my baby is 21. She ain't my baby no more, but she's going to be 21 this year. And I think she was a matter of months old when a friend of mine at the time actually asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years time? In 5 years time? Lord have mercy. Yeah. I was like, and it was in that conversation, having been asked that question, that I went away. Number one, I didn't even know. Didn't even know. And that was 21 years ago, more or less. Yeah? Because my youngest daughter was a baby at the time. I remember she was I was carrying her in like a car seat thing. So she was quite small. Yeah? And that was 2003. So I'm going to ask you this question. Do you know what you want? That could generate from you having an in-depth conversation with yourself. If you're my age, like 55, I'm going to be 60 in 5 years' time. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? It's a simple generic question. That will then move to knowing what you want. Yeah? And from there, your journey begins. And it really is a check-in. People, they're always, with me, always going to be self-reflection and check-ins. And I've just pulled over en route home, having a great conversation with God, as I always do. And the Spirit lays heavy in my heart. And when it landed, I thought, you know what? This is one for the alert. This is one that someone right about now is probably having a conversation with themselves and needed to have this alert. So, do you know what you want alert? You either do or you don't. You understand me? Even if it's the tiniest of knowings. And if you don't, because I don't want people to get into the habit of thinking any less of themselves when they haven't quite sussed it out. Even at 55, your life could just start at 55. This could be the beginning of the greatest innings of your life. You understand me? This is for you. Do you know what you want? Alert. It's an alert, and I'm alerting you to just check in with yourself. Don't put no pressure on yourself. Please don't put no pressure on yourself if you don't. And if you don't, just start thinking of the dreams. Let that be an opening for you. Dreams and desires and needs as a way forward for you to have an idea. Am I where I want to be? Simple as that. Am I where I want to be? And only you know the answer to that. So with that said, do you know what you want? Have a good evening, or whenever this recording lands on your lap. And like I say, I'm sending it with love. Do you understand me? Sent with love. No bashing, no nothing. All right? God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.